RJ back in the building. So I really want to talk to you guys about something very important. So if you clicked on this video, you already know what we're talking about, retroactive jealousy. Hope everybody out there having a good day. So the title of this video is to stop blaming others and stop blaming your partner for how you feel. So this is something that I struggled with a lot. So I'm not gonna put anybody down. Like, as from here on out, everything I'm gonna make on this channel, these are things that I've learned. These are like things that I've learned along my journey that I'm gonna be sharing with you guys. So don't blame others for how you feel. Now, things will happen, yes. Like, sometimes it might be the other person's fault for whatever happened. Like, some people might have been abused as a kid, and some people might have been hurt or whatever ever happened, right? I get that. But at the end of the day, the more you blame somebody else, the more the pain will stay inside of you. Because by you pointing fingers, like if we're blaming other people for us feeling bad, like if we're blaming our partner for us feeling those bad feelings and having the thoughts and them doing this and that, and it's disgusting and we don't like that. If we're gonna blame them for the bad things, that means we should give them credit for the good things as well. And that's something that I realized. I seen that on the internet. I'm like, that makes so much sense. If we're gonna blame them for the bad things, we should also give them credit for the good things, right? Because without the bad, we can't have the good. At the end of the day, we feel this way, right? Me and you, because it's our emotions, it's our energy. So we can blame our partner all day. We can judge them. We can get mad at them. We can be resentful towards them. It's not gonna do anything, right? It's never going to make us feel better. So just stop doing that. So if you're blaming your partner for whatever happened, I see a lot of people on the Facebook groups, especially people that I've talked to on this topic. I messaged a few people, and it's a lot of blame. Yes, I used to do the same thing a lot. Like, I was projecting how I feel onto them, and the truth hurts. Like, you wouldn't think, when you have retroactive jealousy, you wouldn't think that it's you that's the problem. You wouldn't really look at yourself and see if it's really you that's the problem. A lot of it is from childhood trauma. A lot of it is different for everybody else. A lot of it could just be things that you don't like about yourself. And when you get the thoughts of your partner's past, it makes you feel some type of way because there's already pain inside of you already. And we don't want to look at that. It's like you having a cut on your hand, right? It's like you having a cut on your hand and somebody just touched that cut. Now you get mad at them, but you're already cut on your hand, bro. Like, your hand is already cut. All they did was just touch it. I mean, the pain was already there. It's not like the pain is already there, so it's not necessarily their fault, right? I used to blame my partner a lot as well. So we gotta stop doing that, man, because retroactive jealousy will affect your life in every way, financially, emotionally, physically, mentally. Like, the longer you stay in this condition and not do anything about it, the worse it's gonna be. You're gonna see your life just crumble right before your eyes. I almost went homeless. If not for certain people, I would have been homeless by now, all because of retroactive jealousy. Like, it was that bad for me, man. Like, I wake up in the morning with the same thoughts and feelings everywhere I go, just always feeling terrible, man. It sucks. It sucks, but I don't want to live like this anymore. And especially when you're going through it, like, you don't see your way out of it. Like, you just feel like you're gonna feel like this forever. And you don't have to believe that, but you're gonna have to find strength, right? So no more blaming your partner, no more blaming other people for how you feel or for how we feel. So it's about time for us to start taking responsibility for how we feel and doing something about it. And like I said, even if you do leave your partner, even if you do find somebody else, it will happen with others. And in some way, somehow, it'll probably be general jealousy. Like, girls or guys, nobody's perfect. Things will happen. Everybody have their own past and their own baggages, and we're gonna have to learn how to accept that if we want to be with them, right? Because you don't want to be alone for the rest of your life, right? So, because at certain times you're gonna feel lonely, even if you do leave your partner, right? And besides, blaming them and putting them down and being resentful towards them and being mad at them, at the same time, you're going to feel that shame and that guilt, because at the end of the day, you still have love, you still have connection with that person. So what you need to be doing, if you have retroactive jealousy right now and it's very intense for you, you need to really start, you got to start somewhere. You need to really start looking inside of yourself and start finding out why you feel that way. It's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. But you can really, whenever you get triggered, whenever the emotions come up, don't try to run away from it. I've been making videos about that. Do not ever try to run away from the pain. Yes, you can do certain things. You can meditate. You can listen to binaural beats. You can listen to music. You can do all these different things, but not out of trying to run away from it and trying to push it away. Because when you're doing that, you're just suppressing it down. You're suppressing all that pain. You want to get that pain. You want to process the pain. And you can't get rid of it, by the way. I'm telling you that right now. You can't get rid of the pain. You can only process it. You can't get rid of emotions. You can't push it away. That's why it never left, right? That's probably why you never felt better. That's why I never felt better, because I was just trying to push it away and trying to run away from the pain. But you got to actually process it and learn the lesson. Because if you don't learn the lesson as to why you're feeling that way, we all just want to feel good again. We want to feel good as fast as possible. We don't want to feel these emotions because they're too strong. So we try to blame our partner. And because we don't know what it is, because everything is going to hit you all at once. Whenever you're dealing with retroactive jealousy, like everything, like it's different for everybody. So if you feel inferior, if you feel insecure, you're not going to want to admit those things about yourself. But you have to, because if you don't, you're just going to remain like that for the rest of your life. If it literally forces you to learn those things, and you're going to have to learn the lesson, because that's the only way. If you don't face it, if you don't face the pain that lives within you, you're going to keep reliving it. You're going to keep reliving it again and again. It's going to keep happening again and again. You're going to keep getting triggered. You're going to keep feeling the same emotions. You're going to keep feeling the same thoughts. And I'm not saying this because I'm trying to make people feel good. Like, I'm telling you this from me, from what I've learned, right? But as you're watching this video right now, you will be able to relate. But at the same time, I do have understanding because I went through it as well. And it's not easy. It's very challenging. It's very difficult. But if you want to do better and if you want to be better, you're going to have to do this. You're going to have to put in the work. So that's what you have to do, to be honest with you, at the end of the day. When you summarize everything, like if I want to summarize this whole video right now, you have to go inside of yourself. Don't look out there, right? No more going outside of yourself, because your emotions, your feelings are on the inside of yourself. So you really got to start looking at yourself and really start fixing that pain one by one, piece by piece. Because if you don't, your finances are going to crash, your relationships are going to crash, everything is going to crash. And it's not a good feeling, man. It was very difficult for me, but I had no choice. Like, what am I going to do? I feel this way, right? So what am I going to do? I got to do something about it. And now me looking back at it, I'm like, damn, all the mistakes that I was making that I didn't even know. And I can feel that pain too, because when you got to think about your decisions too, bro. Like, everything, your actions and your decisions matters, of course, because there are consequences and effects of your actions. So whatever action you take, think about how it's going to affect you in the future, or your future kids or people. Like, just think about your actions when you do something, especially when you get triggered. Don't learn how to not act on your emotions and your mind as well. Learn how to act from a place of authenticity. Learn how to act from your true self. And when you make a decision, when you do something, stay with it. Whether it goes bad, whether it goes north or south, it doesn't matter. When you do make a decision, just stick with it. Take the responsibility. So no more blaming our partners for how we feel. It's time for us to take our responsibility for how we feel and start doing something about it. Because when you take responsibility for how you feel, it literally makes you free, because then you don't feel like you're chained. You might feel like you're chained to that person and you can't get them out of your head, your partner. You might feel like you're chained to your partner's past and you can't get them out of your head. But it's the emotions that you feel that comes up into your mind and creates the thoughts. right? Because if the emotions wasn't there, yes, I mean, you probably could have given it thought, but it's not something that you would obsess over. Like, let's say, I mean, think about it. If something happens, right, I'm pretty sure everybody would at least think about it, or especially if something had happened to your partner, if they did something, you probably think about it for a little bit, but you wouldn't obsess over it, and you probably think about it and then they pass, right? That's how life is supposed to be. Things come and go. But when you stay stuck in that place, right? Because we're all human. There's nothing wrong with feeling negative emotions. There's nothing wrong with feeling mad, sad, depressed. There's nothing wrong with those things at all. But when you stay there, when you vibrating there, when your life is revolved around feeling like that all the time, that's when it's a problem. There's nothing wrong with feeling good or bad. All right, stop blaming them, because by you projecting onto them, you will never heal. That's basically it. You will never heal. You will never feel better as long as you keep blaming them. And you're gonna have to feel the shame, the guilt too, because when you blame them, when you take it out on them, at the end of the day, you still love that person. They still love you too. You still have a connection. So it's gonna hurt your heart chakra. It's gonna hurt your heart. So really just stop blaming them once and for all, and stop blaming other people too. You don't have to blame yourself. Don't blame yourself either. I should say that as well, because you don't want to judge yourself, right? Self-love is the key. You're going to need self-love in order to progress on this journey. So don't blame yourself, but take responsibility though, right? Don't put yourself down. Oh, I'm a bad person feeling this way. How could I be feeling this way? How could this be happening to me? That's all judging yourself. You want to love yourself and be kind with yourself. You feel that way automatically. It's not like you choose to feel that way. It just happens. Or you find out about their past. You find out about who they've been with. You find out about what they did. It hits you all at once. You can't do anything but to face it. That's the only way.